Ever notice how ads always pop up at the worst moments? When the killer's identity is about to be revealed. During that perfect meditation flow. On Amazon Music, we believe in keeping you in the moment. That's why we've got millions of ad-free podcast episodes, so you can stay completely immersed in every story, every reveal, every breath. Download the Amazon Music app and start listening to your favorite podcasts ad-free, included with Prime.
These 8 side hustles are replacing 9-to-5 jobs in 2026. I want you to picture this. You're scrolling through your bank account at 2 a.m. and you're doing the math like we all do. Rent, groceries, car payment, kids' activities, maybe you have a vacation you're planning for, and you realize your paycheck is not stretching like it used to. What if I told you that while you're lying around worried about money, there are 8 specific side hustles in 2026 that are generating up to 6 figures of income? Yeah, not the typical deliver food for beer money hustles. I'm talking about legitimate income streams that could completely replace your day job if you wanted to. And here's the kicker. 72% of Gen Z is already out there doing this, while most parents are still playing it safe with jobs that can't keep up with inflation.
The Dark Horse Entrepreneur Podcast.
What is up? What is up? What the hell is up, my Dark Horse friends and family? Welcome back to another episode of the Dark Horse Entrepreneur AI Escape Plan, where we break free from the grind, share some AI-powered tips and side hustle strategies, and support my amazing parents out there chasing freedom like modern-day trailblazers. And if you know someone who's dreaming of ditching the grind but still makes time for bedtime stories and cuddle time, please go ahead and forward this episode to them. So we're talking about why traditional jobs are failing my parents out there and what's actually working. So in today's episode, I'm going to be talking about $674 billion shift, why the gig economy just isn't a trend anymore. It's survival, and how 87 million Americans will be freelancing by 2027. We're also going to talk about the AI automation goldmine, how parents with zero coding experience are charging $200 per hour for 10-minute ChatGPT setups that businesses desperately need, and the 8 income streams from digital products to trade skills, the specific side hustles generating real money while traditional paychecks seem to be shrinking. Okay, so let's get this straight right from the start. The side hustle economy, I don't think it's a backup plan anymore. I think it's really becoming the foundation of American work. Almost, let's say we're going back to that. Because if we think about the past, people were doing their own things in their homes and selling their wares and selling their services and selling their goods back in the day. And then we shifted into this industrial age, and we shifted into the corporate America age. I think it's coming full circle. And if you're still betting everything on your employer's loyalty, I think you're playing a game that's pretty much already over. Here's what no one wants to admit. 95% of workers say their income has not kept up with the cost of living. And they've been saying that a lot, especially over the past, decade or so. When 1 in 4 adults is already running a side business and 72% of Gen Z is hustling in their spare time, building multiple income streams, that is not just smart, it's survival. So let me tell you about Carter Osborne. In 2017, he was just another guy with a side hustle. He was tutoring kids after his day job in PR. Nothing fancy, nothing revolutionary, just helping students with their homework for a few extra bucks. We all know these stories. But here's where it gets a little bit interesting. In 2024, he quit his PR director position to run Carter Osborne Tutoring full-time. His income? $20,000, working just 10 hours per week. Now, I know what you might think. Great story, Tracy, but I'm not a tutor. I get it. Here's the twist. Most of Carter's income didn't come from tutoring anyone. It came from digital products he created around his tutoring experience. Templates, courses, systems, things that he built once and then continues to sell forever. That $27 Google Doc with his newsletter growth system, it made $800 in the first week. That $800 proved 2 things to him. People pay for solutions to their problems, and you don't need thousands of subscribers to make money. This is what I mean when I say the game has completely changed. Carter didn't just find a side hustle. He found a way to package his knowledge into income streams that work while he's not working, while he's asleep. You feel me? Okay, so let's talk about the 8 side hustles that actually pay. 1, AI automation services. This is the $200 an hour opportunity, you could say. This isn't about becoming a programmer. No. I've done the programming thing way back in the day. You have to have a penchant for it. You really got to love doing it. I loved doing it. I think this is more about connecting no-code platforms like Zapier or Make.com or N8N or anything that's out there with AI tools like ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini to solve real business problems. In January 2026, a wellness studio owner in Austin paid $400 a month for a ChatGPT booking bot. The person who built it had zero coding experience and took 10 minutes to create it. Here's what you're actually doing here. You're connecting lead capture forms to automated email responses. You're setting up customer service chatbots that never sleep. You're setting up automated social media posting schedules. You're managing sales inboxes that respond instantly. The numbers? Well, freelancers from Upwork and Fiverr charge $60 to $200 per hour for this work. Full projects range from $2,000 to $15,000 depending on the depth and scope. One person completed 6 gigs in January and made $780 in roughly 10 to 15 hours total. Your startup cost on this one? Well, ChatGPT Plus, that's $20 a month plus. Go high level, that's $97 a month. That's $117 to get started. Side hustle number 2. This is experience-based consulting. This is where you're going to package your expertise. And if you've ever worked anywhere for more than, say, 5 years, you have experience that someone out there will pay for. Companies want seasoned counsel, seasoned consultants, but they don't want all the overhead. The key here is specificity. You don't want to call yourself just a business consultant. You want to call yourself a customer retention specialist for SaaS companies or a supply chain optimizer for e-commerce brands. You see what I'm saying? You want to get really specific in what it is you're going to be delivering. The rates for this, $75 to $150 per hour for specialized knowledge. Mid to late career professionals are crushing it in this arena because they can offer battle-tested solutions from corporate America, not just theoretical knowledge from a book. You feel me? Oh. Side hustle number 3, digital products. Now, we've talked about this one a lot here on this podcast, but we want to dive into it again. This is a 90% profit margin business. And I think this is where the real money lives. Digital products, like I just said, have a 90% profit margin after all the fees are taken out, right? You create it once and you sell it forever. The e-learning market is exploding towards $370 billion. And I think it's going to hit that this year in 2026. And here's what separates the winners from the losers. You're not just selling information. You're really selling transformation. You want to sell your courses on platforms like Teachable, Thinkific. You can sell templates on Etsy or your own Shopify store. You can do digital downloads through platforms like Gumroad. You can set your own WordPress website up there. There's all kinds of modules out there that help you do that. Some of the popular niches out there include Notion templates, Canva design bundles, and specialized business templates. I even seen some on Excel spreadsheets, specialized Excel spreadsheets. The earnings range on this one, I don't know, $1,000 to $50,000 a month. Yeah, that's pretty decent, right? But it really all depends on your niche and how well you solve very specific problems. Side hustle number 4, specialized tutoring. This is the $1,000 an hour sweet spot. The online tutoring market hit $10 billion in 2024, and I think it's racing towards a $23 billion, maybe to $27 billion mark by 2030. That's 14.5 annual growth. That's just how much it's growing. So based on that, I think it's going to be here for a while and it keeps gaining steam, so to speak. Even Menking charges up to $1,000 per hour as a private tutor, working 20, 25 hours per week from his home. Osborne, we mentioned earlier, averages $1,000 for an hour for a college essay consulting, right?
Hey guys, have you heard of Goldbelly? It's this amazing site where they ship the most iconic, famous foods from restaurants across the country, anywhere, nationwide. I've never found a more perfect gift than food. Goldbelly ships Chicago deep dish pizza, New York bagels, Maine lobster rolls, and even Ina Garden's famous cakes. So, if you're looking for a gift for the food lover in your life, head to goldbelly.com and get 20% off your first order with promo code GIFT. That's goldbelly.com, promo code GIFT.
The Dark Horse Entrepreneur Podcast.
Platforms. Well, there's italki for language learning, Replay for conversational practice, Izant for academic students. Language tutors earn $30 to $60 an hour. Test prep specialists, like I mentioned here just a minute ago, they earn even more. So there's a wide range of things going out there. And there's, let's be honest here. There's a whole range of tutoring opportunities. Let's say you are let's go crazy. You're a prepper and you want to teach other folks how to prepare for disasters or prepare for a power outage or prepare for anything. Well, that's an e-learning opportunity that you could teach. Oh, and by the way, you can also create some digital products to go with that. So now you can start stacking these things together. All right. So side hustle opportunity number 5, UGC, user-generated content creation. I think this is the authentic advantage here. Kelly Rocklein turned UGC into a 6-figure business while still holding a full-time corporate job. And here's the thing, you don't need millions upon millions of followers. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to create some authentic looking videos, photos, and testimonials for brands through platforms out there like Billo, Billo, Incense, and #paid. These are platforms that pay UGC video creators, and they go out and find the jobs for you and they send them to you. Okay. The pay here could be, $200 to $500 per video. Often they'll ask you to produce multiple pieces per brand. Social media management itself is crossing $50 an hour once you provide someone with some ROI. Side hustle opportunity number 6, skilled trades. This is AI-proof income. While everyone out there is worrying about AI taking their jobs, and we've talked about this a few times on this podcast, AI can't fix a sink. AI can't build a deck, and AI certainly is not going to install your AC unit. Folks like Marissa Risden in Denver earns $4,400 monthly through a platform called TaskRabbit and another one called Thumbtack. Take Emily Rodriguez out in Phoenix. She started electrical work part-time and now charges $150 an hour for smart home installations. Electricians earn nearly $30 an hour according to the data I've read, but independent contractors, they charge more, up to $300 an hour, because they're usually doing very specialized work. All right. I have a friend, actually it's my daughter's friend, but we've become friends together. He went through electric trade school. He makes a pretty decent living at it. Okay. So side hustle opportunity number 7, content creation. And what are we doing here? Podcasting. This is like anonymous income here. Gina, I want to say this name right, Saraswati. Gina Saraswati Cook's podcast production agency brings in about $50,000 a month and has doubled its revenue almost every year since she opened the doors. Here's the 2026 twist on this, though. You don't need to be the face of your content. Creators out there, they're going to use AI like 11 Labs. They're going to use video editing on platforms like Runway and ChatGPT to create scripts to run anonymous YouTube channels that generate passive income. As long as you're delivering clear value, that's not the same thing every single time you do it, right? We've seen those. As long as you keep creating content that delivers value, you could use 11 Labs for the voice and video editing and Runway. You could even use, CapCut. That's what it is. And then ChatGPT to create those scripts for you. You can generate some income. The earning here for some of the top podcasters, $30,000 to $100,000 through ads and sponsorship, and also creating additional premium content depending on the topic. Now, and last but not least, side hustle opportunity number 8, remote healthcare support. Yeah, this is a 70% growth opportunity here. Medical coding, patient scheduling, telehealth support. It grew, 70%? Year over year, right? Medical coders earn an average of nearly $40 an hour. And I know one of my first independent programming jobs was for a medical provider. And this is a big opportunity. So you could step into it. There is a barrier to entry, and it's lower than you think. There are certifications out there that require a little attention to detail and some organizational skills, but you don't need a medical degree. Just something to think about. Okay. Now, I know this might feel a little overwhelming. Here, I'm dumping on you 8 different paths, each one with their own learning curve, each one with its own starting requirements and own revenue opportunities. But here's what I want you to understand. You don't need to master all 8. You just need to pick one that matches your current skills, matches your available time, matches your available resources, and matches what it is you're interested in. Remember, when you're earning 1099 income from side hustles, you will need to handle your quarterly estimated taxes and consider forming an LLC if you want to scale towards full time. But don't let that stop you. And if you're ready to stop trading hours for dollars and start building income streams that work within your family schedule, I have something for you. The AI Escape Plan newsletter is specifically designed for my parents who are ready to break free from the 9-to-5 grind, and each issue delivers practical AI-powered strategies to start, grow, and streamline your side hustles. And they're all designed in a way to protect your family time while they still boost your income. You could call it your roadmap to more money, more freedom, and more of what truly matters. The side hustle economy of 2026, I don't think it's about desperation. I think it's an opportunity for self-employment. Why does this matter, Tracy? Well, I think we're not just witnessing a shift in how people work. I think we're watching the complete transformation of what work means in America. I remember I mentioned earlier how I thought it's coming full circle. And when nearly half the workforce will be doing freelancing within the next year or so, the question isn't whether you should start a side hustle. The question is which one matches your skills, matches your schedule, and matches your financial income. And another question I think that we need to be answering is, what bigger paradigm is all of this a part of? And I think this is about the death of the industrial employment model and the birth or rebirth of the portfolio career. Your parents' generation, your grandparents' generation, my parents' generation, they could rely on one employer for 30 years. That world, I think that world's completely gone, and I don't see it coming back anytime soon. The new world, it rewards people who want to create value independently, right? Who want to adapt quickly and who want to understand that security comes from diversification, not dependence. Yeah. You don't want to be dependent on some boss out there. The global gig economy just hit $674 billion in 2026. By 2027, I think 87 million Americans will probably be freelancing. That's not just coming. I think that's here. We've seen the numbers. Some of you have watched it happen. Maybe your kids are involved in it. And the parents who recognize this shift early enough, you're going to be the ones who thrive while everyone else is out there struggling to catch up. So, given all that, here's your Whiskered Wisdom for this week. There are no prerequisites to starting a successful side hustle. Nope. Carter Osborne, that we talked about earlier, he studied public policy in college, and he never dreamed of starting a business. There's no such thing as a type of person who becomes a successful business owner. Given that, here's your specific action for this week. I want you to pick one of the 8 side hustles and spend, 30 minutes researching your first step. I don't want you to overthink it. Just research that very first step, whatever it is. If it's an AI automation, sign up for ChatGPT+. If it's consulting, write down 3 specific problems that you've solved in your current job that you could solve for someone else. If it's digital products, identify one thing that you know others are struggling with, a pain point that you could solve with your digital product. The side hustle economy, it's no longer coming. It's here. And it's waiting for you to claim your piece of it. It's waiting for you to go out there like far and away, Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman far away, and slam that stake in the ground and say, this is my piece of land. Remember, most side hustles require more upfront work than anyone wants to admit. The passive ones, they aren't passive at all initially. But here's what separates 2026 from all the previous years. The infrastructure has never been more robust than it is right now. The tools that used to require technical experience are now available to everyone, you included. The global marketplace means your skills aren't limited to just your city or just your state or even just your country. One person tested 10 different side hustles over 8 months and earned $3,200 doing it. An average of $400 a month. That's certainly not life-changing money, but it's enough to stop making it feel like you are one bad week away from a financial disaster. The 8 opportunities we've covered, I think they represent the highest earning potential in 2026 and on. Your job isn't to master them all. Your job is to pick one and to start. And with that, I'm going to leave you as I always do. Think successfully and take action.
Hey, my Dark Horse entrepreneurs, thanks for investing your precious time with us today. I know that between soccer practice and bedtime stories, every single minute counts. And that's exactly why I created the Dark Horse Insider, your weekly dose of digital marketing strategies, all designed specifically for my busy entrepreneurs, especially my busy parent entrepreneurs. If you're ready to turn those small pockets of time into profitable momentum, head on over to darkhorseinsider.com. darkhorseinsider.com and join our free newsletter, because we Dark Horses do not just run the race, we change how the race is won. Until next time, think successfully and take action. darkhorseinsider.com.
Work moves fast. Every email, report, and proposal counts. That's where Grammarly comes in. It's your one place to think, write, and finish. Grammarly's AI agents help you find natural phrasing, fine-tune tone, and confidently write wherever you work. It's the premier writing tool that 93% of users trust to get more work done. In a world of generic AI, don't sound like everyone else. With Grammarly, you never will. Download Grammarly for free at Grammarly.com.